determining the fate of the earth. The US culture is a culture to emulate because it looks sexy, because we all emulate it ourselves, and because it's transmitted around the world by the transnationals. They transcend all borders and boundaries. If the US doesn't change, the earth is doomed.
Right now there's a split between the northern developed countries and the southern poor countries, where the dispute over the difference in economies and standards of living. We don't believe that as indigenous nations that the South can elevate themselves to the northern standard of living, because the northern standard of living is a direct attack on the world. It's a form of consumption beyond belief.
That this notion that the human beings are the top of the heap and the rest of the creation is here for human consumption. I mean, that's the great religious traditions never said that. It's a kind of weaving of modern desires with texts that you can find almost anything in Holy Scripture to prove what you want first of all.
Which really is so selfish, and it's only human beings who are apparently able to do that. I don't know of many other species who accumulate things around them at the expense of others.
I think all living things have their rights, because they've been here almost as long as we have, and because they can't talk doesn't mean that they don't have their rights. I mean, we shouldn't go down and we should at least save some room for them, because I mean, we're taking up all these big spaces and just throwing them out of their homes. We shouldn't do that.
The native religious tradition, their spiritual tradition with respect to earth spirits, to the water, to the air, to the animals, to the insects, to the birds. I mean, all of that is a venerable tradition that mainline religious traditions have not entirely, but very substantially lost. And so one of the first critical things is an attitude of respect and genuine humility on the part of, shall we say, Western religious leaders who have a great deal to learn.
I know that in the Northwest and tribes nationwide and probably throughout the whole Western Hemisphere, that we have creation myths that makes the trees, the rocks, the air, the water, the animals and everything basically elder spiritual beings that transformed into their current physical manifestations. And then we came along, and then we were transformed into who we are. But we're basically younger brothers and sisters of these other spiritual beings, and the great Creator did this. And so we're all related. When indigenous people say my relations, they're not talking just human beings, they're talking about all of creation. We're all related. And a part of the problem is that the younger part of creation, human beings, is consuming everything and destroying the rest. We are cannibalizing our own brothers and sisters, and we're destroying what's left of them.